Hello, everybody, and welcome back to All New Movie News from McDonald. We got a jam-packed episode today. We have a Percy Jackson Olympians Lightning Thief, Disney Plus TV show update, which I will do first. We have a Teen Wolf update. We have a Vampire Chronicles update, and it's just so packed. This will be a long video, so yes, I will talk about it. And we will do Percy Jackson first. I'll go over a couple things too while we're at it. And yeah, this is going to be fun, guys. So let me show you the thing on Teen Wolf real quick. And then we will get into Percy Jackson. Okay, guys, here we are with the movie. Howling at the photo of day one dump on the set of Teen Wolf movie. So literally as of yesterday, they have started filming Teen Wolf on day one. So yesterday was day one, guys, and I'm so excited for it. So that's all for that, and let's get into the Percy Jackson update. So I'm about to get into the article, and let's go. If I don't know what I said in the last part, but just letting you guys know. So here we are with our first little article. It has been another busy week so far at Athena House in Boston. There really isn't a typical week for me. Every day brings a different schedule and new challenges, but thought I would share a little bit about what my days have looked like currently. Our first day since returning from Vancouver, although workday is kind of meaningless since I work 7 days a week. Every morning as I drink my coffee, I scan through the news. I have subscriptions to multiple online newspapers because I like to get a wide range of perspectives. I read the New York Times liberal bent, the Wall Street Journal conservative bent, the Boston Globe local news, the Guardian, the Irish Times International English speaking perspective. Then La Repubblica and Corella de la I can't pronounce those. Identity perspective. Okay, I don't watch TV of any flavor because I find it too depressing. At around 7 a.m., I began overwhelmed. I began reviewing my draft of script 104, meaning episode 4 of season 1 of the Percy Jackson TV show, and making notes to John, our director. After a few hours I turned to the Nico Will book, adding my contributions to a few more pages of Mark Archero's first draft. It's going very well, and Mark's draft is brilliant. It is a long manuscript, Sorry guys, I just woke up for a nap. Alright, it's going very well, and Mark's draft is brilliant. It is a long manuscript, though compiles of paper, tosses it at Mark's head, which will delight our readers. What does mean but does mean it is taking me a while. While writing or editing, I often listen to music, but I can't listen to anything with lyrics as I get distracted, so I tend to stick to jazz. Favorites right now are Art Blakely and Red Garland. Around 12:30, after a quick lunch, I join our Zoom session for Percy Jackson Writers Room, where we discuss 5 episodes. Discuss episode 5. The Writers Room is kind of a brainstorming mosh pit where we look at the section of the book we are adapting, construct it to the basic elements, figure out how it'll play on the screen, and then start putting the scenes back together. Again, as a series of major beats or important moments. It reminds me of being in a literal discussion class. What is character's motivation? What's the theme of the episode? We can spend days or even weeks talking about what a single episode should look like. Then one of the writers will go off to their secret writer's lair and start working on an outline. Usually a 5 to 10 page overview of the episode. This is then circulated among the writers, the producers, and the studio partners. Once everybody has agreed it's going in the right direction, the drafting of the actual script begins. Next on our schedule is creating the outline for episode 1, season 1, episode 5. Around 2:30, I take my afternoon nap. Which I just got from online. It is a great luxury to be able to take a nap in the middle of a workday. I've learned that recharges my creative batteries and helps me be able to make me through the best of the day. At 4 p.m., I would normally get on Zoom and work on with my personal trainer. He has been meeting with me 3 times a week virtually since the pandemic started. This is a great system as I only have to stumble upstairs when I am done to take a shower, rather than trudging back through the streets of Boston. Unfortunately, at the end of last week, I broke a toe in the stupidest possible way by dropping my phone on it. So I spent the afternoon with my foot on a pillow and an ice pack. In the evening, I do listen to Italian homework for tomorrow. Read a chapter from the original version of Pinocchio and be prepared to discuss in Italian, of course. After Becky and I chill for a while watching one of our recent shows, we've been enjoying Resident Alien, Raising Dion, Star Trek Discovery Around the World in 80 Days, and Emily in Paris, among others. I always read before bed to wind down from the day. Right now, I am altering between 3 books, which is pretty typical for me. A Vagrant, a sci-fi novel, The Vagrant, a sci-fi novel by Mark Newman, The Cruelest Month, Inspector Gamache, #3, by Louis Penny, and Il Parasa by Dante. I made it to heaven, guys. It's super boring here, but the poetry is beautiful. I am usually asleep by 10 or 11, fueled by the soothing medieval Tuscan of Il Mastro and the snoring of Speedy at my feet. Hold on, guys. I'll be back in a sec. After a cup of coffee or two and a look at the news, still depressing, I start at 9 a.m. with my weekly Zoom lesson with my Italian teacher in Florence. We spend the hour discussing Pinocchio, the latest headlines, and something else that comes to mind. The point is to keep me fresh with the language. Well, I haven't been able to travel to Italy for several years for obvious pandemic reasons. My Italian now is probably better than it's ever been. I am somewhere in the C1, C2 range. No one would ever mistake me for a native speaker, but I can understand Italian pretty well and can hold my own in a conversation. Grazie Alberto. A disturbing image illustration from the 1920s edition. Oh, that's Pinocchio. Why is he even showing this to kids? It's weird. Okay. At 10:30, I have a meeting with contractors who are going to repair our roof over the summer because we don't have anything else going on. The roof deck is over 10 years old, though, and it's been taking a beating from Boston summers and winters. When holes started appearing large enough to swallow our dog, we knew it was time to get it redone. 12:30, back in the writer's room for another discussion about season 1, episode 5. Also, 2 people in the room are expecting babies this summer. Hooray for Percy Jackson TV show babies. In the afternoon, I review a new version of season 1, episode 5 from John. Make some suggested tweaks and set them back. We are constantly revising every episode, trying to capture that Percy tone and voice. I am sure we are revising right now until the moment the lines are filmed, and maybe even after. Just with a novel, the script is writing work is never really done, it's just due. Before dinner, I reviewed another batch of audition tapes for Grover, sent my casting director Denise, sent from our casting director Denise. There is a handy online system called Cast It where I can easily access the links and review the tapes as needed, with the proper access info, of course. Denise and the team screen through thousands of submissions for each role. I think we had something like 10,000 unsolid tapes for Annabeth, and she sends us what look like the most promising choices. No decisions have been made, as I said earlier, but we are getting closer. There is not a talent out there. Around 6 p.m., my sons, we are done with work and graduate school. They come over for a typical Riordan family dinner, playing Scrabble and eating homemade pizza. Compliments of Becky. Afterwards, we chat about everything that's going on before Becky and I kick back for another evening of reading, TV, cuddling with the pets, and answering emails. Not necessarily in that order. Wednesday. In the morning, I finish up my revisions of season 1, episode 2, and send them back to John. Alright, where's John? We also send the revised version of season 1, episode 4 to the studio for their approval. Next, we'll be taking another pass on season 1, episode 3 to streamline the action and smooth out the dialogue while continuing to work ahead on season 1, episode 5. No writer's room this morning since John and Dan are on set finishing shoots for their most recent show, The Old Man and Jeff Bridges. Meanwhile, I work on the Nico and Will book then. Dan, Hannah, some thoughts on set designs for Camp Half-Blood, Anti-M's, and other top 10 places to visit in the Lightning Thief. The weather is warm enough to make Speedy for a walk, to take Speedy for a walk. Okay, where's walk? She loves walks. She hates winter. She refuses to wear her coat. It's a tough life for a Boston Bazzini. I don't know how to pronounce that. On the bright side, she does find Olaf in the public garden. During lunch, I finish reading Canto 5 of Paradiso. Paradiso. In the afternoon, Becky and I have a Zoom meeting with Percy Jackson production team and our director, James Bobbin, to begin the conversation about adult casting for the series. My most important job, of course, is to cast our core trio of Percy, Annabeth, and Grover. But very soon we will begin looking for other roles like Solid Jackson, Chiron, the Gods, Campers, and Monsters, etc. There are many considerations: who is available, who is right for the part, what will it cost, how can we schedule the filming so that the recurring characters can do all the sections at once. It's quite an eye-opener seeing firsthand how many variables you have to juggle to get a cast in place. And we are also supposed to start filming June 1st. Very grateful we have a team of seasoned pros working on this process. Some exciting names have been batted around as ideas, but right now that's all they are, just ideas. I am not looking on social media anymore, thank the gods, but Becky tells me there has been some discussion about who might play what role, and they will be anyone from movies in the TV show. Short answer, I have no ideas. I have had zero discussions about this, but there are some very fine actors in those movies whom I feel terrible for because they had to be associated with those movies. I would never ask them to revisit that nightmare, especially when so many have gone on to wonderful, successful careers. Also, that's just my own personal opinion. The choosing of the cast is a decision, and the studio must make final approvals on whatever must have whatever names we put forward. Here is an exclusive look at the private notes through doodled while discussing who we should hire for Percy Jackson TV show. That is a joke. Well, mostly a joke. I'm not going to read that because it's a joke. But if you guys want to, you can pause the video and look at it yourself. That's a joke. Well, mostly a joke. In the afternoon, I am able to work out again despite the broken toe. My trainer is very good at finding ways to make me work hard no matter what injuries I have. Hooray! Despite the grumbling, it feels good to be back in the gym. I have told our Hollywood business partners that I view the film and TV business very much like a workout. It's not something I will ever enjoy, but on my better days, I will grudgingly admit it might be worthwhile and feel great when I stop. That evening, Becky and I spend some time researching where we might stay in Vancouver this summer. Anybody got a spare coach? We make travel arrangements to our next trip in the West Coast. I make a quick visit to the West Coast. I make a quick visit to Tartarus to check out on Nico and Will. I review some more casting tapes then do some reading before calling it a night. Thursday. Here we are on Thursday. We have contractors in the house, which makes it a little tough to concentrate. But Speedy and I are hauled up in my office doing our best. The latest draft of season 1, episode 2 is now in the hands of the studios and won't have the writers' room, and we won't have the writers' room today. But I suspect we'll be back at it next week. In the meantime, I appreciate having more revised pages of 100 of season 1, episode 3, and anticipate having more to look at over the weekend. We will be moving to outline season 1, episode 5, but it's strange to think that the episode probably won't actually be filmed until next fall. We will need June and July mostly to get through James Bobbin's block, which covers episodes 100, season 1, episode 1, and season 1, episode 2. On my agenda today, revised Nico will book some more. Only 243 pages to go. I got this. Have some conversations with folks in Vancouver to nail down our travel plans and living arrangements. Follow up on the casting conversations from yesterday and provide feedback on the most recent audition tapes we watched. Write a blog post to update you all. Wait, I'm doing that now. Try not to break any more of my toes. It's quite an agenda and I'll do my best. While all this is going on, I've also been working on various upcoming projects for the Rick Rodens Presents imprint. Among the many are other books that should be on the pre-list order. Okay. Many more. Okay. That's it, guys, on that one. Man, I can't believe we're finally through this one. Great. Yay, guys, we're finally done with the show. The first half. And there's more to come because we got a Vampire Chronicles update. And 2 actually updates. They are going to be crazy, so, and one actually connects to Percy Jackson, so we'll do that one first in a sec. I'll leave the Percy Jackson screen up for a sec. And now let's put it on screen. So, as you can see, Alexandra Daddario has been cast as the lead of the Lives of the Mayfair Witches, which is actually a spin-off of the Vampire Chronicles. Now, you may recognize her from the original Percy Jackson movies, where she, of course, played the leading role of Annabeth. So, yeah, it's kind of cool to see that, especially since I'm excited for both these shows. So, yeah, I'm so excited, guys. But without further ado, let's get into the rest of the articles. And guys, here's some footage of the show from that video I did a long time ago. I have been able to cut it down to the footage, so let's get into it. That was Lestat after he had just finished a meal. So yeah, let's get into the other one. It's really short. It's just wind blowing across the Lestat's face. Okay, so that was it on that. If you guys like this video and want more updates on the Vampire Chronicles and Percy Jackson, please subscribe to the channel and leave a thumbs up. The thumbs up will help me suggest everything to other people that you watched it and that you liked it and that my channel is pretty good and more people will want to come onto it. So if you want to do that, please help me by subscribing and leaving a like. Also share this video on all your social media to spread the word of this channel, because I will cover all this stuff more and more. So if you can, just subscribe, like, and share this video. We're on the road to 200 subscribers, so it would help out a lot. Also, if you want to geek out on either the Vampire Chronicles or Percy Jackson, please go into the comments and literally talk with me. I'm eager to talk with fans of the Vampire Chronicles and Percy Jackson. So let's get in. That's it for now, movie lovers. I'll see you out there, movie lovers. This is Baron McDonald signing out.
3 of his sons, Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon.
Oh yeah, also hit that bell beside the subscribe button. Click on and be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you. Bye.
The only thing that has the